Welcome to Easy Go Life, where we simplify digital success, explore cutting-edge tech, game-changing marketing hacks, and more, crafted to inspire and empower every generation. Let's innovate and
Welcome
thrive
back
together.
to our series, Learn Website Designing and Development from Scratch series. In our previous video, we explored the powerful world of APIs, learning how to integrate external data into your web applications. Now, it's time to bring everything together and take your website live. In this 12th and final installment, we'll guide you through the crucial steps of deploying your website, making it accessible to the world. Whether you're hosting a simple static site or a dynamic web application, this video will equip you with the knowledge to get your project online and running smoothly. From understanding web hosting and domain registration to deploying your website with popular hosting providers, we'll cover everything you need to know to make your website live. So, let's dive in and take your website from development to deployment, turning your hard work into a fully functional live website. Before you can launch your website for the world to see, it's essential to understand two key concepts: web hosting and domain registration. These are the foundational elements that make your website accessible on the internet. In this section, we'll break down what web hosting and domain registration are, why they're important, and how they work together to bring your website online. Whether you're new to these terms or need a refresher, this introduction will set the stage for successfully deploying your website. Web hosting. Think of web hosting as renting space on the internet where your website files live. It's like having a piece of land on which to build your website. When someone wants to visit your site, they use this space to access your files and view your website. Domain registration. This is like buying a unique address URL for your website, such as www.example.com. It's what people type into their browsers to find your website. Domain registration makes sure your website has a unique and memorable address on the internet. Choosing the right hosting provider is a critical step in deploying your website. With so many options available, it can be overwhelming to decide which one best suits your needs. In this section, we'll introduce you to some of the most popular hosting providers in the industry. Whether you're hosting a simple static site or a more complex dynamic application, we'll cover providers that offer a range of features, performance, and ease of use. This overview will help you make an informed decision when selecting the best platform to host your website. Hosting providers are companies that offer web hosting services. They have servers where you can store your website files. Some popular ones are GitHub Pages, great for static sites, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and free for public repositories. Netlify and Vercel, good for deploying static sites and front-end frameworks with easy integration. Bluehost, HostGator, and SiteGround offer hosting for dynamic websites, PHP, WordPress, and often include domain registration. Deploying a static website can be a straightforward and cost-effective process, especially when using a platform like GitHub Pages. Ideal for projects built with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, GitHub Pages allows you to publish your site directly from a GitHub repository at no cost. In this section, we'll walk you through the steps to deploy your static website using GitHub Pages, from creating a repository to making your site live on the web. Whether you're launching a personal blog, portfolio, or any other static site, this guide will help you get your project online quickly and efficiently. GitHub Pages is a service that lets you publish your static website directly from a GitHub repository. It's ideal for simple sites and free if you have a GitHub account. Steps. Create a GitHub account. Sign up at GitHub. Create a repository. Make a new repository for your website files. Upload your files. Add your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files to the repository. Enable GitHub Pages. Go to your repository settings and select the branch to publish from. Your site will be available at https://username github.io/repository-. Deploying a dynamic website involves a few more steps than deploying a static site, but with the right hosting provider, it can be just as manageable. Whether your project is built with PHP, React, or other dynamic technologies, choosing a hosting provider that supports your tech stack is crucial for a smooth deployment. In this section, We'll guide you through the process of deploying a dynamic website using a hosting provider, from uploading your files to configuring your environment. By the end, you'll be ready to take your dynamic web application live, ensuring it runs efficiently on the server. For dynamic websites, which use PHP or React, you need a hosting provider that supports these technologies. These providers offer more features, including server-side scripting and databases. Steps. Choose a hosting provider. Pick one that supports your technology stack, example, Bluehost for PHP or Vercel for React. Upload your files. Use the provider's dashboard or FTP, file transfer protocol, to upload your website files. Configure your site. Set up databases, environment variables, and other settings as required. Test your site. Make sure everything works correctly on the live server. Once your website is live, the work doesn't stop there. Proper maintenance is essential to ensure your site remains secure, performs well, and continues to engage visitors. In this section, we'll cover the best practices for maintaining your live website, including regular updates, backups, performance monitoring, content management, and SEO strategies. By following these guidelines, you'll keep your website running smoothly and effectively, providing a great experience for your users while protecting your investment. Keeping your website in good shape involves regular updates and checks. Security. Keep your website software and dependencies updated to protect against vulnerabilities. Backups. Regularly backup your website files and database to prevent data loss. Performance. Monitor your site's performance and make optimizations to ensure fast loading times. Content updates. Regularly update your content to keep your website relevant and engaging. SEO. Continuously work on search engine optimization to improve your site's visibility in search engines. By understanding these key points, you'll be equipped to deploy and maintain your website effectively, ensuring it runs smoothly and remains accessible to visitors. That concludes our 12th and final video in the Learn Website Designing and Development from Scratch series. We've covered deploying your website, including web hosting, domain registration, and deploying both static and dynamic sites. We also discussed best practices for maintaining your live site, such as security, backups, and SEO. As we wrap up this series, be sure to join us for the next video, where we'll recap all that we've covered and outline your next steps in web development. This final chapter will help you consolidate your knowledge and guide you on continuing your growth in this exciting field. We look forward to helping you advance your skills even further in our upcoming conclusion and next steps video.